welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Monday, March 15th, the actual Ides of March this time, 2021, episode number 645. And it's another beautiful Monday in the Hardo Hive. It's nobody's favorite day of the week besides the weirdos over at businessinsider.com who say that Mondays should be everybody's favorite day of the week, which doesn't make any sense. So happy Monday to everybody but businessinsider.com.
That's got to be a parody thing.
No, like a serious article. Serious article.
That's why I don't read Business Insider.
Right.
I love Business Insider.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, it's great. Is that like during the pandemic? Mondays, everyone's favorite day?
No, it's like
they're just trying to
go
motivate
to work
people.
and make money,
right.
and
like
stock
don't
market
skip
opens
work.
up.
Stock market opens exactly.
Let's make Mondays a thing again.
Yeah. So, all right, Business Insider. We've heard enough of it. We've got a ton of incredible stories.
Don't gaslight me.
Yeah, exactly. Mondays suck. Just accept it.
Don't gaslight me, Business Insider.
Well, we got a lot of good stories here on Hard Factor to kickstart your Monday and make it suck less. Also, we're wearing suits now, so that's just an announcement.
Yeah, deal with it.
Yeah.
This is just a suit filter. I'm actually not wearing a suit.
You guys look sharp. Well, that's a sharp looking suit filter.
Yeah, thank you.
Gotta say, very impressive.
So we are officially a suit pod now. We're giving it how long do you think we last?
Yeah, Wes isn't.
What do you mean I'm not?
What's happening?
Are you wearing a suit? I can't tell. It's
he's got a plaid.
Suit.
He's got a plaid jacket on.
So
Plaid
dark.
navy suit.
Wes is.
What's the point of wearing it when you can't see it?
Well, it's dark
West
West.
sweatshirt.
Well, eventually you guys will just stop asking if I'm wearing one.
Dark
That's
West
the
is in a
hack.
dark suit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Wes even there? It's so dark.
I
over
think
there.
I think it makes us look very professional.
Okay,
that's
think
my opinion.
I bought a new suit. I got a special one for Friday as well. So yeah, and St. Patty's Day. So I got 2 special suits this week.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful. Check out the videos, everybody. All right, Wes, get us going.
All right, got a little lightning round of politics, maybe a little stimulus. Let's get into it, guys. They are describing the situation at the border as a crisis, and it's just getting worse. I think that's an appropriate name for what's going on down there. The number of kids in cages, because that's what's fucking happening, they are in cages, has reached a record high, and this is according to CNN, mind you. So for all you liberals out there, you got to trust me. You got to trust what I'm going to say. Quote, from CNN, the number of unaccompanied migrant children in Border Patrol custody continues to climb, reaching more than 3,700 on this past Wednesday, many of them in jail-like facilities along the U.S.-Mexico border, CNN has learned.
Yeah,
that's it. It's really bad down there. You guys. I
mean, we've been reporting on it for weeks.
Yes.
So
yes. Yeah. It's just getting worse.
It's either a crisis or a Christ shit.
Listen, it's really hard. It's really hard to get the exact number of kids that they actually have down there because
How is that hard?
Because they're trying to keep it under wraps.
Well,
because the bigger the problem gets, the more they're trying to keep it under wraps.
You tag those kids and you track them. That's what I say. You got to know how many kids you're responsible for. That's just rule 1 of being responsible for kids.
Solid
how many?
rule.
You're not going to keep those kids in there, and a lot of them are going to die and stuff. So it's constantly rotating the number of people there, right?
Right.
Shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
They need Cuomo's people on the case down there to lie about how many are dying.
Oh, yeah.
If you can see behind me, those are some cages that the kids are being kept in. So they got names on them. The average,
come
they give you a name tag when you can't shower for a week.
Right. The average number of kids being detained at the border and put in those facilities that resemble jails is more than 450 a day, more than 800 on the day CNN finally really started speaking up. So the average is going to go up. Some reporting as high as 2,000 a day. So Biden wanted to ease up on the Trump immigration policies, but also doesn't want migrants to come just yet. So wonder what the migrants heard from all that. Maybe más fácil de venir, which means it's easier to come. It's easier to get in, right?
I don't think that's right.
Was that actual translation? Okay.
I believe so.
Facile, easy, yes.
Venir. Facile, yes.
Okay.
They come. Venir.
Is that French?
I don't know. So no, I mean, what's happening is that the people are getting varying. They're listening to what's being said at the border, and it's just trickling down into Central America. And they're like, yeah, they said come on. They said come on. That's just. I mean, it's a lot of misinformation. What's going on there? The New York Post is reporting.
So why do we have to keep them there for so long?
Why?
They're coming into the country, and I guess Biden's policy is he's not going to reject anybody.
Well, why
It's
wouldn't
the
you just?
kids.
It's the
No,
kids, yeah.
that's
Okay,
not.
but the
That's not the
kids-
situation,
But
guys. The situation
all the
is
kids are coming by themselves, Pat, unaccompanied.
yes. Because they know that if the kid comes by him or herself, they have a better shot of getting into the country. And the reason the influx is so great is
tough to turn a
because
kid around.
Trump left.
But
They-
it's because they marketed this plan of
Well, Biden said he was going to be easier.
Biden marketed the
immigration.
plan of no more kids in cages. I'm going to let them in.
It's the asylum stuff, right? So under Trump, it's easier for them to get into the asylum at the border under Biden.
I guess it's hard to turn a kid around and be like, "Here's water and blankets. You should go," because that's like irresponsible if it's like a young kid, because they could die when they turn around and go back home.
Yeah, so you just put them in jail.
Well, why don't we build like pop-up towns? We have the infrastructure to do that. It could be like child law and like just like all night flashlight tag and like just a bunch of it's like Children of the Corn style. Like just
Sounds like they're way behind on building this thing.
They just traversed the entire subcontinent of Central America. So I don't think pop-up tents with flashlight tags are going to keep them inside from getting to their family wherever they are in the country. That's the problem, right? Like a big fence, they're going to get through it. They already got over the wall.
Yes.
Saying like you make it so much fun while they're waiting to get through the process,
But they don't want.
by making like these pop-up towns where like there's a little like a little miniature mayor because he's a child and stuff, and they're like just like a child town,
like a model UN style.
Yeah,
thing
but while they're waiting,
they
it's
learn
like,
civics.
Look, you guys are in control of the town, and then
Okay.
tonight's activity is once again kick the can. Or
It does sound like a cage. I mean,
yeah,
I'll give
just
you
have
that.
like child towns until
Yeah.
they're done the process.
I don't know.
Get on,
The New York Post is reporting in February 29,792 unaccompanied children crossed the border without their parents. Of those 29,000, 2,942 were under the age of 12. So it is a little hard to send those guys back with a blanket and water. The overall number of people apprehended along the Mexican border was more than 100,000 in February, which is a 28% jump from January. 72,000 of those were deported back the other way. This according to Customs and Border Protection. So bottom line is the crisis is the worst it's been since 2019. Facilities are maxed out. Kids are being kept in those Border Patrol facilities a lot longer before they're being transferred to Health and Human Services, where their conditions are a little better. So they're only supposed to be there in 72 hours, but now they're being kept for up to 10 days, a lot longer, because the shit's just full down there. They're being put,
I saw one of the facilities is 700% capacity or something. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're being put into pods separated by sex, so they're taken from their siblings. They're scared shitless, sleeping on floor because there's not enough mats. So if you think that Biden came in and revamped these places, they're the same fucking places that the kids were before, except now they're even more maxed out. Pelosi is
he hasn't really had time. I mean, he's got to come with a fucking plan ASAP.
Well, he's been in. I mean, you got 2 months and his policy of not rejecting anybody.
They sub these things out, guys. The HHS has the thing, but they sub it out to third party.
Right, but his
contractors.
policy of wanting to accept more is what created the issue. So I mean, he's got to figure out how to deal with it.
Things
When
can
he's
be
marketing
done,
easier
right?
access. He's got to be able to deal with that marketing promise that he made.
It's going to take a while to clean
He
it
doesn't
up.
have like
but
a poster.
It's going to take a while to clean up.
It was a campaign promise.
There's things
it
that
was
could be
campaign promise.
done right now. Like you could send me down there with $5 billion and 1,000 kickballs, and we'd have a better time than they're having right now. We do.
Mark just wants to coach some sort of team of kids.
Mark is really viewing the situation like a Sim City style.
And then I could
situation.
shuffle these kids to the right organizations.
Get Uncle Mark
like
down there.
Major League Baseball, you should be looking at this kid, and soccer, MLS, you should be looking at this kid and stuff like that. Like I would.
You're going to turn it into a recruiting farm. I like it.
I mean, well, you make lemonade
where's the MLS?
out of lemons when you're down there. Those kids are gonna love it when they're making millions.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they got Dr. Seuss canceled though, so good for them. They're working. Pelosi is blaming Trump for all this, saying
Wes zinging the liberals.
Dr. Seuss did it.
Wes is
Dr. Seuss's estate did it.
Your hero, CNN said it. Wes is sticking it to liberals.
Just saying, if you're talking about it any more time, maybe concentrate a little harder. Pelosi is blaming Trump for all this, saying what the administration.
This is what you wanted.
What the administration has inherited is a broken system at the border, and they are working to correct that in children's interest. Luckily, Biden did authorize FEMA to go and help for the next few months. That won't stop the influx, but it will hopefully make those kids' lives better as they get more support. So that's that. Let's move on to ratings. Like I said, you gotta hand it to CNN for reporting this shit. They haven't really covered it too much. They're trying to hide it. But because ratings for news shows are down since old Teflon Don has left office. So
now they got to start reporting the news again.
They got to turn on Biden.
Going. Yeah.
Yep, they got to turn on Biden, the fucking rats. Since Trump,
Don Lemon.
Yeah, Don Lemon's down more than 32% in viewership when compared to last November. I get it. The election was electric, but Trump also puts asses on the couch, and to watch Biden is just fucking boring. Yeah, he doesn't.
Since November, since like
they should compare it to last March. Yeah,
they're way down.
It's the highest it was to like now, like the lowest it was. So that's why that's so alarming, because the election season was definitely the highest ever.
Yes,
and then now it's like the lowest ever.
But they're still
the news.
Yeah, and they're still really, really down. So
all these people who stopped watching need to watch Hard Factor now.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yep. So they're turning on Joe, and hey Joe, if you can hear me, run. They're coming after you. There you go. Aren't you glad I didn't play that clip, Pat?
Wes is just throwing obscure movie references in now. Like that was my shtick.
I didn't. What are you talking about? Sending the car? You have all seen the Stimmy memes. Saw one today. Stimmy hit me at PetSmart. Y'all got lions. So that was a good one. So yeah, it's hitting people's bank accounts soon. Hopefully, you listen to us and about filing. If you had a shittier 2020, and get that check. According to most banks, you should start seeing it by March 17th. So St. Patty's Day is going to be a fucking hell of a day. If that's
there you go. I have a quick tip too. Starting today, you can go to irs.gov, and you couldn't do it before, and you can find my payment. They have a button you can click on now starting today, and it will tell you if you're getting a check or a direct deposit. If you're getting direct deposit, like Wes said, you should see it by the 17th. If you're getting a check, it's probably going to take like 3 or 4 weeks.
Nice. Okay, yeah, direct deposit in the bank. So finally, last thing, let's check in with Governor Andy Cuomo. A 7th woman has come forward to accuse him. Former Albany State House reporter Jessica Bakeman says, quote, "He took my hand as if to shake it, then refused to let it go. He put his arm around my back, his hand on my waist, and held me firmly in place while indicating to a photographer he wanted us to pose for a picture. And this is his move. This is his test. He grips the shit out of your waist for a picture, and he sees how you're going to react. And that seems to be kind of like what he's doing.
She seems a little young for him, no?
Yeah, he might use the Trump alibi on that one.
Throw that picture.
Aren't all the chicks Cuomo's been with like significantly younger than him at this point? Like all the accusers?
She looks like she's in her 20s.
Yeah. So both U.S. Democratic senators from New York, Schumer and Gillibrand, are calling for him to resign. Pelosi still won't, even though she has zero tolerance for sexual harassment. She's taking the Cuomo route, saying she's going to wait for the investigation and then decide. But she did add that if the list of women gets to a baker's dozen, she will reconsider.
She said that.
No, she didn't say that. She's waiting for the investigation, and that's
but I think that Biden. I don't know if he said it himself, but his team said the same thing. The investigation's underway.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one's happy with that guy. Come on.
No. De Blasio says he's going to resign. We'll see. Guys, blood sugar spikes in diabetics can be serious business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Full stop. Yeah.
Really can be a serious issue. Symptoms of blood sugar spikes in diabetics, can include increased thirst, frequent urination, fatigue, sudden outbursts of racism, shortness of breath, fruity breath odor, and dry mouth.
There was one in there that was like Sesame Street didn't belong with the others, I think.
Fatigue,
racism, blurting out racist remarks.
You thought that one was weird, huh? Me too. Because it's not one. But some piece of shit high school basketball announcer named Matt Rowan tried to pass it off as one. See, Matt Rowan was calling the Oklahoma girls basketball state championship quarterfinals when the ladies of Norman High School took a knee during the national anthem, which a true patriot like Matt Rowan doesn't take too kindly to. So he called him the N-word on a hot mic.
And that was diabetic?
Yeah, and then he came out and blamed it on a blood sugar spike related to his type 1 diabetes.
I didn't have my candy bars to that day.
So I called these teenage girls the N-word.
I just start getting real racist.
This guy's
my
always
blood sugar gets low.
He's always running into 7-Eleven with his hands over his eyes.
Give me an apple juice.
Give me a Slurpee.
He needed to pass out right after he said it. That's the only way.
I don't want to look at you unless you're white. Are you white? Okay. All right. Point me to the candy bars.
Oh man. He belongs to a Baptist church, so I hope that doesn't get the blood sugar spikes on Sundays. Guys, I'm going to play the clip, and I beeped out the place where he clearly says the N-word, which is the second beep, as well as the place in the clip where he may have said it, because no one needs to hear that shit. This asshole's a fucking racist asshole. But Baba, please roll the clip.
Right back here live after the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen. It's not? They're green and white. Oh, shit. They're kneeling? Okay. Oh, Norman gets their ass kicked. Are you serious? That's Midwest City, man. Kneeling. Isn't it? No? Norman. Fuck them. I'll say ladies. Come on, Midwest City. They're going to kneel like that? Hell no. They even sleep the flight?
Wow.
Yeah, apologies, guys, if that was hard to hear because the national anthem appropriately was playing over it.
That's an angry tirade.
While he was talking over it.
Right.
Well,
but essentially, what he was saying is they're kneeling, effing N-words, and then he got confused about which team was which for a second. He was like, wait a minute, which one's kneeling? Because I hope they get their ass kicked. Wait, it's Norman. Yeah. Hope Midland City kicks Norman's ass.
You know,
I enjoy that part too, Pat. I like it when he was like, I hope Norman kicks their ass. And he's like, it is Norman. He goes, I hope Midwest City kicks their ass.
he's really thinking really clearly when he's like, they're already kneeling. He knows that. And he's like, are they even saluting the flag? Like,
Right.
why would they be saluting from a kneel? Like, what is... He's just like making himself more angry in his mind. That was the blood sugar. Must have been the diabetes.
He was like, how dare you teenage girls express your First Amendment rights in front of me in a way that I don't think is appropriate. Men died for your right to express yourself freely and openly, but not in that way. You N-words. What a piece of human shit.
That's exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, that is exactly. So why was he on the mic? Wasn't he supposed to be turned off? He obviously thought he was turned off.
He owns the fucking broadcasting company, and he
and no, he's like the NFHS.
It's the OSPN is the name of his company.
It's like ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Yeah, exactly. He owns it, which gives there's no excuse for his language in the first place.
OSPN? That's not even a joke.
Oppressive Sports Network.
OSPN is done. Oh, man.
But for real, I don't know. What a piece of shit. Rowan, who I'm sorry, he was the owner of OSPN because OSPN's gone, scrubbed from the internet.
I was gonna say OSPN had to move on from him.
Yeah, no, they're continuing without Matt. No, he's a self-described family man and youth pastor who said he was, quote, embarrassed and disappointed in himself. He first tried to pin his language on his co-host during a phone interview with the Frontier, which
no
is
shit, did he?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
100%.
I'm the owner, so you got to take the fall here.
I don't think he was thinking it through, but essentially he goes, no, that wasn't me. That wasn't me that said those remarks, thereby throwing his co-host under the fucking bus.
Right.
Right. But a couple hours later, after dealing with what we can only assume was another blood sugar spike, he decided to do the right thing and admitted that it was him. Because he's a man of honor who wants to do the right thing once he's caught. Rowan said, quote, during the game, my sugar was spiking, and while not excusing my remarks, it is not unusual when my sugar spikes that I become disoriented and often say things that are not appropriate as well as hurtful. If it had not been for my sugar spiking, I do not believe that I would have made such horrible statements.
That's his friend being like, hey, just tell him your sugar spike. What's the worst that can happen? Just go try it. Just try it.
Try it, right?
Right.
You think someone advised him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. He was sitting there thinking like, "What? How do we get out of this one, Matt?" It was probably his wife. So tell him it's your blood sugar, honey.
Well, you get angry when you get cranky when your blood sugar's off.
Well, why does it? What does it matter if it's his blood sugar or not? I mean, his company's done. He's not going to be able to get hired like in media anymore. He's got to totally change careers.
Yeah, he's got to move.
Not only that, Will, the team that he called the N-words won the state title 2 days ago.
Yes. Oh, and that's the best part about it.
Ouch.
Yeah, while his life is spiraling down and he's getting fired, they're just winning state titles on his fucking face.
No.
Opens the
kneeling
paper.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Matt went on to continue. He released a statement, like a full-on press release, which was great. He said, "Well, the comments I made would certainly seem to indicate that I'm a racist. I am not. I have never considered myself to be a racist." Well, Matt, I don't think it's up to you. I don't think it's whether you consider yourself to be racist or not.
We've made that decision for you, Matt.
That video evidence is pretty clear.
What a piece of shit.
Good for Norman winning that state title. All right, guys, this show is brought to you by Stereo. By now, you're probably familiar with this ad read, but if you're not familiar with listening to our Stereo shows on Wednesday and Friday afternoons, you really should be. It's a great way to join into a show with us and ask us questions or steer the show in any direction you want it to go. So if you go to stereo.com/hardfactormark, Wes, Will, or Pat Cassidy, you can subscribe and follow us, then join in on the app, which you can get at the App Store, and then you're in. At the end of the show, I'll play you a clip from Will and I's Friday show from a few days ago where we did a live power hour drinking a shot of beer every minute while some of you played along with us and a lot of you called in. It was great. So stereo.com/hardfactor, our name.
It's actually not stereo.com/hardfactor. So I want to make sure we don't do that.
Oh, is it not? What is it?
We'll get it at the we'll get it. It's we'll get it at the end of the show.
Are you sure?
Positive.
We will get you the right URL. There's another clip at the end, and you get on the Stereo app.
We'll put the URL in the end.
I could do the ad again. Huh.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We got it.
Get the Stereo app, and we'll give you the real URL at the end of the show.
There you go.
Just follow us. That's important.
Yeah.
Get on Stereo. Get in there. It's super fucking fun. All right. Now we got to take it over to the police brutality corner, which is not a fun place to be at all. So a couple serious stories here, but big ones. We need to talk about them. Quick update from a police brutality story from last week. George Floyd's family reached a $27 million settlement with the city of Minneapolis in court late last week. And this isn't police brutality, but Pat, to all of our shock, Ken Paxton didn't immediately win his lawsuit against the city of Austin for the masks. So judge kicked the can down the road for at least 2 weeks. But back to police brutality. We've got two pretty bad ones we need to talk about. The first of two police brutality stories today is about somebody who was very close to the Hardo Hive and suffered a tragic death in July of 2019 after a routine traffic stop in Wagner County, Oklahoma, just east of Tulsa. So the deceased name is Jeffrey Kruger. He was choked to death at the scene on the road in police custody, and his parents are now suing the Wagner County for a wrongful death of their son. And here's a quote from their attorney, quote, "It's obvious from looking at the description of the ambulance report and the medical records that he was suffocated and beat to death at the scene," unquote. The attorney added that one deputy used a taser on Kruger while another sat on his back, pinning him to the pavement despite Kruger's calling for help and saying that he couldn't breathe. So the cops have already been cleared by the DA criminally in this case, but with the clean toxicology report, the Kruger family still wants answers for why their son was choked to death for being an unruly, traffic stop. The lawyers also released a 4.5-minute video of an officer kneeling on Jeffrey's back prior to them realizing that he wasn't breathing, which was the picture that Bubba popped up. That was the moment they realized they had suffocated him. So our thoughts and prayers are with the Kruger family as they endure this horrific situation.
That's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. And taking it over to England, we've got the ultimate form of police brutality in police breaking up protests about a girl who was abducted, raped, and murdered by a police officer in London earlier this month. So the girl's name is Sarah Everard. She's a 33-year-old woman who was abducted from a city street in early March in London and found dead in the woodlands, like outside the UK capital. The officer who's suspected of the murder, and a woman who allegedly helped him abduct Sarah are already in police custody. But obviously, it's a case that's causing mass protests, especially among women who don't feel safe in the city anymore. If you're walking, on city streets where they have closed circuit TV in all of London, and you just get abducted by raped and killed by a police officer, going to make you feel pretty unsafe.
Well, this kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but the
rape or the murder?
No, saying it's police brutality. This guy was just a complete psycho fucking is this like what? Yeah, murderer.
I was going to ask what are the details of this?
Yeah, was he arresting her? Or was he just like a murderer that just happened to be a police officer?
Details I don't think are released yet. The details they have announced that they have the cop in custody who they think did it, but you don't know exactly what happened. The cops are now arresting protesters though who are mad about the situation for violating COVID protocols in what seems like an authoritarian nightmare for a supposedly free city like London.
That's a mistake what they're doing. Banning the candlelight vigils and stuff.
So women are sick of being targeted in violent attacks. They're protesting it, and then it was a cop that did it, and now the cops are arresting people who are protesting the attack.
Yeah, so those stories, I see your point, Wes. Those are completely different. One's like police brutality on a traffic stop, and one potentially is a serial killer found
just
a woman,
happens to be a cop.
And he's a cop. Yeah, we have to find out more details. But I think that the important takeaways from the second story that I've been reading is women in general are it's like another Me Too movement where they're we have had to wear fake headphones or put music on low when we go on jogs. We've been getting catcalled since we were 11. 90% of women that were surveyed were we've felt incredibly scared and had to run for our lives, or assumedly we had to we just took off and ran at least once in our life from a scene. That's the big takeaway is women don't feel safe walking.
It reminds me of you guys watched the documentary on Netflix about the Ripper that was in England, where they had to have curfews and the women weren't allowed on the streets because this guy was this serial killer was out.
Right, and
it's crazy.
So I think that the point of the women is, why do we have to lock ourselves at home just because we're the target of so many violent attacks? Why can't the police?
That's the same protest they had back in the day.
Okay, well, and this was a cop who raped and murdered this girl. So they seem to have a point. And people, like Mark said, are coming out in droves, telling stories about creepers and supporting the cause of women's safety, trying to spread awareness that women are, attacked by men all the time.
I personally am going to take advantage of this to scare women, because now they're really susceptible. I'm going to go out and start catcalling more, and maybe I'm just kidding.
Little soon, Mark.
Bad idea, especially in England. R.I.P. Sarah Everard. That's a fate that nobody should have to suffer.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Both those stories were terrible.
Psycho.
Terrible outcomes.
All right, guys. Got a new sponsor. The sport of business means demanding excellence from your craft and wardrobe. As you can see, we're stepping it up today. Your fits need to be versatile, blending timeless style and comfort so that you look as good as you feel. For that, there's Cuts Clothing. They've taken the classic men's fashion staple, the plain tee, and refined it, combining premium quality with a minimalist aesthetic. Built for performance in the boardroom, the bar, or the gym, Cuts Clothing keeps you sharp wherever the game takes you. In 2016, Cuts founder Steve Borelli set out to create clothes ready for every occasion the modern man faces. He started by reinventing the t-shirt. The end result, what GQ magazine calls, quote, the only shirt worth wearing. You hear that? The only shirt worth wearing. You know how much time that's going to, how much time that's going to save you when picking out your shirt? It's fucking easy.
That's
done. The fabric on the fabric on these shirts is phenomenal.
I also hate wearing shirts, so I'm just going to get 2 of these, and then a lot of no shirts.
Exactly. The signature butterfly soft Pika PYCA Pro Tri-Blended Tee. It's a bold new take on a classic design, combining the ultimate blend of high-quality cotton, polyester, and spandex. Honestly, the shirts are extremely nice. They sent us some along with a sweatshirt, which is very flattering. Just a really nice product with a nice package, too. That box, fucking incredibly nice. It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just clothing. It's office leisure apparel for the sport of business. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/hardfactor. That's cutsclothing.com/hardfactor for 15% off. The only shirt worth wearing.
Nice. And before we get into this, I need to address, I think my URL was correct. I don't understand why I got called out for the stereo URL that we've been giving off for the past month. I
Is
don't
it
know.
correct?
Sorry. When I go to stereo.com/hard factor, it says, "Oops, that page doesn't."
Not
exist.
slash
you
hard factor. You have to put in
the
Mark,
host name.
Will, Wes, or Pat Cassidy at the end of it. Hard factor
our
Mark.
individual
Hard
URLs.
factor Will.
What did you say?
Hard factor Wes. Run it back. It's the same shit I say every time we read that ad. All right, next one. Okay, guys, it's also in our ad copy. Okay, guys, we've all played sports when we were younger or been on like competitive groups or teams, right? All of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you guys remember how there was always a few parents on the competitive teams that were like way too into it, like yelling at the refs or the coaches from the sidelines?
Oh yeah.
Always wanting to talk to the coaches about why their kid wasn't in, maybe wasn't playing as much as they thought they should be. Possibly the game would have to stop completely, and that parent or parents would have to be told to leave the vicinity.
A lot of blood sugar spikes. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I remember my grandma yelling, "Put Wesley in! Put Wesley in!"
Yeah, that's that. I'm sure that wasn't embarrassing.
Yeah, that was great.
Hey, I get it. We're talking scholarships at stake sometimes, right? Also, maybe you're living vicariously through your kid, or you just love them so much, and you know that they're sad they aren't starting and playing so much. So you don't want to sit around and do nothing. Are any of you three gonna be like this for your children?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, Pat, you're going to be
It's how you get minutes
at the games.
It's how you get the boy minutes.
I mean, that's true. You will get more playing time probably if you
squeaky wheel gets
jockey
grease.
coach. Yeah.
And Bee's gonna get creative with it too, I'm sure. Maybe not as creative.
Bring
as
in my handgun.
Yeah, well, maybe you are going to get as creative. One mom who could definitely not sit around and do nothing is 50-year-old Pennsylvania woman Raffaella Spone. Spone's daughter was a member of the Victory Vipers cheerleading squad in Chalfont, PA, which is in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, where a lot of my family lives. I guess Spone's daughter wasn't getting the attention Raffaella thought she should be getting. I don't know, which is why she sent coaches of the teenage cheerleading squad anonymous photos and videos that depicted her daughter's rival teammates naked, drinking, and smoking. So here you go, coach. Here you go, coach. Look what these girls are doing. Kick them off the team.
How old are the girls?
Children, underage.
Jesus Christ.
Young teens.
What?
She was trying to get them kicked off the team. So when that didn't work right away, she started sending the girls themselves anonymous messages saying things like, "You should leave the team and the earth because you should kill yourself."
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
Direct quote?
Give me well, no. I mean, but she told them to kill themselves. That's direct. Give me an O, give me an H, give me an M, give me a Y, give me a G, give me an O, and give me a D. What's that spell? Oh my God. What? What the fuck is wrong with this lady with her teenage cheerleading team?
Where did she get the pictures from?
We're going to get to that. When police began investigating the phone number that was harassing the teenage girls that are better at cheerleading than her daughter probably, they found the number was generated through a website that sells number to telemarketers. So she got pretty creative with it, paid for a phone number that telemarketers pay for, and then started, spamming these girls with harassing messages. Pretty sneaky, but when they traced that IP address that ordered the fake number, they found it was an IP address inside Spone's home. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to get traced back to you.
Yeah.
If you're doing targeted online harassment. I don't understand.
Pretty much always.
She basically thought a burner account was like a unlimited.
She doesn't know about a VPN.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess she thought like the girls would just get kicked off the team and they wouldn't, contact the police, which they definitely did. Contact the police and didn't get kicked off the team. Spone was arrested on March 4th for 3 counts of cyber harassment of children. And when the police investigated
that's a bad count, by the way.
Yeah.
Never heard that law before. That's a bad one.
As an adult, that's pretty bad. When the police investigated where the videos and photos came from, of the girls partying naked, some in bikinis with them vaping and drinking, way underage. It turns
that's
out
also illegal for her to have those pictures, probably.
Well, she also completely faked them. They were deep fakes. So she went on their social media accounts, got pictures of them, then found pictures of like skinny girls naked and partying, and like morphed them into the girls' faces onto those bodies and made videos of them. So
Psychotic.
They were fucking deep fakes. So not good at all, because 50-year-old psychopath moms in Bucks County, PA can now create deep fakes, guys. So deep fakes are here.
Wow.
They need to get some stiff laws against these fucking things quick. How do you? Well, I mean, she's going to get in trouble.
Blockchain is the answer.
Back to blockchain.
So you have to buy. So all photos have to be from a blockchain, otherwise they're fake.
It doesn't count.
All right,
blockchain boys.
Whatever it takes, I'm for it. because these things are terrible.
Blockchain. So,
you know what's going to happen? People are going to start selling deep fakes. On
but what if you? Yeah, what? I'm going to make a deep fake blockchain.
That's what I'm saying.
Flip it on its head.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to try to explain it to you, but blockchain.
Please don't.
Yeah,
all right, that's it.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
wait,
what a
wait,
fucking
real quick.
psycho mom, by the way.
Yeah, can we get a picture of the psycho mom up? She looks like Tanya Harding. She looks like she looks and acts like Tanya Harding.
Whoa!
Why?
It's a haunting mugshot.
I totally thought so. I was skimming this story over the weekend, didn't click on it. I thought it was the mom from Dance Moms. That's who it looks like.
No, I said it looked like Tanya Harding. She does, and I know why her daughter. If her daughter looks like anything like her, then that's why this is all happening.
Big girls on the cheerleading squad.
No, stop it.
They got to have some bases on there to do the lift.
Strong base. I know about that.
They asked one of the parents of the victims, like, why the hell would she do this? And the only theory he could come up with is because he wasn't like, well, she's the worst cheerleader on the team. He said because a lot of the parents had started advising their daughters who were friends with Spone's daughter to stop hanging out with her because she herself was a party girl. So I think Spone's mom heard that and said, oh, you think my daughter's a party girl? I'll show you. You the party girls. Kill yourself.
I'm going to drunkenly make deep fakes of you and post them on a burner account.
And, did you get caught smoking? Why don't you kill yourself?
Yeah. Ooh, that's scary.
That's scary.
Ooh. All right. Let's. What's up, Pat?
The whole team's a bunch of DLPGs.
What
does that mean?
Dirty little party girls.
Oh, nice.
You know what that means.
DLPG.
They like ATM transactions.
Bubba's doing this. Yeah. Bubba's off screen.
All right,
I know what you mean.
that's probably too young to joke about. But if they were older.
Oh, yeah. God damn it. All right. Move on.
That's bad.
Well, just had to, stick the finger in the pie one more time there. Okay, let's move to the last story of the day. Speaking of pies, pizza pies. Here's a listener submission from Matt Daddy P. I'm glad he sent this in. It's about a Canadian influencer who tried to make a Garfield the cat themed pizza restaurant in Toronto. And then he also accompanied this Garfield themed pizza restaurant with a Quibi style web show because he loved Quibi so much. The idea of Quibi, you guys know, restaurants and Quibi had a hard time during the pandemic. And so predictably, both the restaurant and his web series has all gone out of business, similar to Quibi and countless other restaurants during the pandemic. But Nathan Masry isn't that going to let him stop him. He still released the 18-minute video, a trial. And the good news is that you can watch it. So here's a 30-second teaser of what you can see. Bubba, if you can play the clip.
Love me, feed me, don't leave me.
I'm Nathan Masry. I'm the co-founder of Garfield Eats. Oh, and this is Garfield Masry. Say hello. Maybe not.
You have helped him amass over 170,000 Instagram followers. But the most exciting challenge of all is still in store for Nathan. Running the hottest Garfield-themed restaurant in the world.
Wow.
So he's toast. Cease and desist, baby. Cease and fucking desist. You are so toast, Nathan.
But Nathan, I mean, he's like, I guess he's unashamed of the whole experience because he released this 18-minute.
What's the allure? It looks like Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, there's no allure. It's out of business already.
Did
you get a license?
Do you get like
he opened it up and everything.
Do you get to pet an orange cat when you go in there? Like, what's the deal?
The pizzas were Garfield shaped. He goes on, like, if you watch, you got to watch 18-minute thing. He goes on to speak to his staff like they're the dumbest people on planet Earth, like his pizza kitchen staff. It's hilarious because he's like,
no, they've got to be Garfield shaped pizzas. You idiot!
He's starting a pizza shop in a pandemic that's Quibi themed.
Yeah.
Quibi Garfield.
It wasn't a lasagna shop though.
Yeah,
that's the thing that hurts me.
Yeah.
The lasagna in Garfield looks so delicious.
Yes, that's what he eats.
Is Garfield huge in Toronto or something? I don't get it. Like,
no, I don't. Wes is
weird
just horrible. It's a horrible fucking idea. Apparently, it was like a big buzz in Canada.
Don't knock Garfield, Wes. That's not.
I'm not
you don't have to take
Garfield.
shots at Garfield.
I'm saying, why is it so? Why would you pick Garfield out of the fucking blue?
Because he has an orange cat himself. He named Garfield.
Okay,
Meet Garfield.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
How was it Quibi style? It was just like 15 minutes?
No. He just gave an interview. He's such a weirdo. He gave an interview like before when the shop was launching, and he was like, I love Quibi. I'm going to make a Quibi style video to go along with this.
He wanted a show on Quibi because they were handing money out.
Correct. Yeah, he thought he had a Quibi deal. Everything fell through. According to the director, Howard Duff Gordon, Love Me, Feed Me, Don't Leave Me with Nathan Masry now exists as a standalone 18-minute quote unquote guerrilla reality show / experimental art project, unquote, is what they're going with on that one. If you want to see the full thing, fellas, I would highly recommend.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I might play it for my cats.
If you've got some time, you might want to check it out. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor today. I know we've got a lot of ads now, but thanks for sticking with us while we figure out how to survive in the post-Barstool era with all of our ad partners and the different people we're working with now. For Hard Factor and the Hardo Hive to succeed, please continue to support us and our sponsors if you want, the show to keep going. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.